Hey everyone, welcome to the Jungle Land part of the Chameleon Twist speedrunning tutorial series. First thing you'll need to know is where to start your timer. Once you select New Game, scroll to your Chameleon of choice. It doesn't matter which one you choose because they have no gameplay differences, it's just aesthetics. So just pick whatever one you want. And timing will start when you hit A on the Chameleon. The intro cutscene is skippable by pressing A or Start. After selecting the Chameleon, just mash A or Start to get past it, but don't mash too much or else you'll jump or pause unnecessarily at the beginning of the game. Alright, let's get started with the meat of the gameplay. This level is fairly linear, so you'll generally want to just go along the path to the goal. The first thing that we'll come up on is corner boosting. Generally, I like to aim for about this dot here and jump into this corner. This is the only instance of this tech in the game. It's possible other places, but not applicable to the speedrun. The goal here is that you're shoving yourself inside of the corner, and it's going to shove you out. Let me show you. That tech is definitely not necessary, but you don't lose too much time for missing it, so I would go ahead and go for it even as a beginner. The next thing you're going to do is make sure you jump over this log all the way, because if you don't, it kind of has some glue on it, kind of sticks you to it. After you get past this log, you want to kind of jump over these and jump off the slope as it hits the ground. They're frame perfect to do this slope boost, but it'll convert your downward momentum from the slope into forward momentum, and it can save you a little bit of time. They're worth going for even if you're not getting them because they're not wasting any time to go for them. When you get to right here, you'll want to reach across to grab this pole and use it to spin across to here. Jump out, and then at this dot here, reach across to grab this pole and spin around to here. Once you get to here, you can do a little turnaround, or you can just jump straight over this. But either way, turn around to get more momentum. Either way, your goal is to slope boost off of this rock as well. Like that. Once you get to the lily pads, make sure you don't run in the water, it slows you down significantly. But you want to jump to about right here, reach across and grab this pole, and spin out to this. Then just jump across, make sure you jump off of this slope because it'll slow you down as well. And then just keep moving forward until you get to these logs here. Around this line that I'm walking Fred across here, there is a boost off of this log if you jump into it. It doesn't lose time to go for it if you miss the log, and sometimes it'll just boost you forward a little bit. Like that. The next part is this fallen log. You can either go through it, or you can jump on top of it and run across. I prefer running on top because sometimes if you're inside of it, you can get caught a little bit on this geometry. And if you're on top, make sure you jump across so you don't get caught on this corner geometry. As you're running to the next section, right around where this wall kind of changes angle, you'll want to stick out your tongue and grab a pole off screen. If you're having trouble doing that, you can zoom out the camera with C down and make it a little bit easier. It can lag the game a little bit though. You spin across to here, make sure you let go as soon as possible, and then this is our first instance of a difference in gameplay between the versions of the game. Right now I'm on the English version, which I'll start with for all of these. You can see the waterfall pushes me a little bit, however, it doesn't affect my horizontal momentum at all. So I can easily just run across this. In the Japanese version of this part, if you are in the water, it significantly halts your momentum. So for this version, you need to jump across these rocks. They can be a little tricky because the first one and the second one are pretty long jumps. So sometimes you'll fall in the water. If you do, it's not too big of a deal, just try to get over to the rock as soon as possible, and then move on. In the next section here, we'll jump over to this and do a neutral tongue vault. That'll let you get up to this section without losing time from doing a full tongue vault. Once you're up here, run across and make sure you're at the wall side of this, and you can barely make this jump across. Go ahead up, make sure you're not riding the wall, otherwise you'll get caught on this, and then enter the cave. In 2017, Ellie found that behind this door that closed behind us is a shortcut to the level boss, and then she found door clips, which made this the biggest skip in the game. Door clips have two ways to perform them, but both have the same goal. The basic premise of a door clip is that the door is slightly behind where the wall extends to. So this is your door, the red line here, and this is the wall, the black line here. So when the Chameleon is doing a tongue vault backwards like this part of the tongue right here is hitting on the wall. When a tongue vault stops and it's hitting something, it gives some backwards momentum, or it gives some momentum towards the direction that it thinks it hit. And that momentum is enough to change the Chameleon from this position here to that position here, straight through the door. Because it thinks that you are forward facing, and therefore you need to be thrown that direction from hitting off of the geometry you touched. This is the most common and original setup, called the double vault. What you want to do is hold the direction perpendicular to the door, and then you run to around this dot here, and you do one tongue vault. Right as you land from that, continue holding the direction and do a tongue vault again, and that will cause you to get the right angle and speed to line up the tongue vault angle correctly. It's technically not required for this door, but you can change to holding up afterwards instead of just holding down. This door likes to suck you in most of the time, but sometimes it'll throw you back out if you're not holding up after you input the second vault. But when you do it correctly, it looks something like this. The second way to do the door clip was found more recently by Sam Cook. This is a single vault method as opposed to the double, and it's performed by running into this corner, holding R to stay in place but turn around directly, and then running away and almost immediately hitting Z. I personally think that this version of the clip is much more difficult, but if it works for you, that's great. So this is the boss of the level. His official name, according to the manual, is Lizard King, and we're not sure why. The fastest way to beat him is to go up here and grab 4 butterflies, shoot them, then grab 6 more butterflies and shoot him again. You have to shoot him after he throws the rock, otherwise they will not work. Generally, we split as that fades out, and also let me go back and show you some backup strategies for him if you've messed up beforehand. Sometimes you'll run up and you'll only accidentally grab 3 butterflies. If you shoot him with those 3 and then you're able to grab the remaining 7, you can shoot them just in the same way, and it's just a little bit slower because it took more time to grab the 7 with your tongue due to the nature of them spreading out. If you miss 1 butterfly, then you will need to shoot 1 with a Z shot and then shoot the rest with machine gun shot. For some reason, a first shot does more distance to him than the machine gun shot will do for the whole thing. So having only 9 will work, but you have to take that time to wait for the first one to hit and then fire the machine gun shot. And finally, if you miss 2 butterflies, you can do single shots for the entire way back and it will still kill him. Obviously, slower than the fastest method that we talked about originally, but all of these are quick enough that you're only going to lose about a second compared to the fastest boss fight you can get. So it's definitely worth doing those rather than resetting the run from missing the first strategy for the boss. And that's it for Jungle Land. A good beginner split time to shoot for here is around 2 minutes. A great split time to aim for here, and what I will aim for, is a 1:33. In the description below, you'll see a link to the tutorial playlist, as well as a link to the Discord server and the speedrun.com page. Be sure to join the Discord server, we're always happy to help new players. Also be sure to give this video a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe so that this video is easier for other people to find. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.